In a world where magic had slowly faded, myths of unicorns were tales of the past. People once believed unicorns were the purest creatures, symbols of hope and light. Lyra, a young girl with a love for adventure, had always been fascinated by unicorns. She'd read every book, heard every legend, and even dreamed of seeing one herself. One day, while exploring the edge of her village, Lyra noticed a shimmering light in the woods. Intrigued, she followed the light, which led her deep into the dense forest. The forest was thick with fog, yet there was a strange, guiding warmth that pulled her forward. As Lyra ventured deeper, she saw a soft glow coming from behind a tree. She took a cautious step, heart pounding with excitement and fear. Standing there, bathed in moonlight, was a unicorn, more magnificent than she'd ever imagined. The unicorn's coat was pure white, with a silvery mane that sparkled like stardust. Its eyes were deep and wise, seeming to hold secrets of ancient worlds. Lyra was mesmerized, unable to speak, as the unicorn looked into her eyes. "You are the last one who truly believes," the unicorn spoke softly. Lyra gasped. She had never imagined a unicorn could speak. The unicorn introduced itself as Astra, a guardian of the hidden paradise. "Will you come with me to a place of forgotten magic?" Astra asked. Without hesitation, Lyra agreed, her heart racing with joy and anticipation. They traveled through mist-covered paths, with Astra leading the way. Soon they arrived at an ancient gateway covered in vines and glowing with an otherworldly light. "This is the entrance to the hidden paradise," Astra whispered. As they passed through, Lyra felt a warm wave of energy envelop her. She blinked in amazement as a magical world unfolded before her. Enormous trees reached up to the sky, their leaves shimmering in shades of gold and green. Birds with iridescent feathers flew overhead, singing enchanting melodies. Creatures of every shape and color roamed peacefully, unafraid of the human visitor. Lyra spotted a crystal-clear lake, its surface reflecting rainbows under the sunlight. Astra led her to the lake, explaining that it held healing powers. "Only those with a pure heart can enter," Astra said, gesturing to the water. Lyra dipped her hand in, feeling a warm, tingling sensation spread through her. A soft glow emanated from the water as she touched it, a sign of her purity. She explored the paradise, enchanted by the sight of mythical creatures around her. There were phoenixes, griffins, and even dragons resting by the mountains. Each creature greeted Astra respectfully, recognizing her as their guardian. Astra led Lyra to a hidden garden, filled with flowers of every color. "These flowers bloom only for those who believe in magic," Astra explained. Lyra picked a single flower, its petals shimmering in her hand. She realized that each creature in the hidden paradise was connected by a powerful bond. "Why am I allowed here?" Lyra asked, feeling honored yet puzzled. Astra replied, "You are here because you believe when others have forgotten." As they continued exploring, Astra shared stories of the old world of magic. Lyra listened intently, feeling the weight of the unicorn's words. She learned that long ago, humans and magical creatures coexisted peacefully. But as belief in magic faded, so did the creatures themselves. Astra was the last unicorn, tasked with guarding the magic of their hidden world. Lyra felt a sense of responsibility growing within her. She knew she had to protect this place, to keep its secrets safe. The day passed swiftly, each moment more magical than the last. As evening fell, the paradise glowed under the light of 1,000 fireflies. Astra took Lyra to a cliff overlooking the paradise, where stars seemed to touch the ground. "This is the heart of the hidden paradise," Astra said, pointing to a glowing crystal. The crystal pulsed gently, radiating warmth and light. Astra explained that the crystal was the source of all magic in the land. "But it is weakening, as belief in magic dwindles in the human world." Lyra felt a pang of sadness, realizing the fragility of the magical world. "Is there anything I can do to help?" she asked earnestly. Astra looked at her, hope shining in her ancient eyes. "You can carry our story back to your world," Astra replied. Lyra knew this was a tremendous task, but she felt ready to take it on. "I promise to keep the magic alive," she vowed, feeling the weight of her words. As dawn approached, Lyra knew it was time to leave the hidden paradise. She felt a bittersweet ache, not wanting to say goodbye. Astra reassured her, saying they would meet again when she believed strongly enough. Lyra touched Astra's mane one last time, feeling its warmth and magic. The unicorn led her back to the gateway, where the journey had begun. As she crossed the threshold, Lyra felt a wave of sadness and hope. The mist closed behind her, and the hidden paradise faded from view. But Lyra knew it would remain in her heart forever. She returned to her village, her mind brimming with wonder and inspiration. From that day on, she told stories of the unicorn and the magical world she'd seen. Some believed her, while others laughed, but she didn't mind. Each night, she looked at the stars, remembering Astra's wise words. Lyra found herself spreading belief in magic wherever she went. Her stories began to inspire children and adults alike. People started visiting the forest, hoping to glimpse a bit of magic. Slowly, belief in magic began to grow in her village. Lyra felt a warm presence, as if Astra was watching over her. She knew the hidden paradise was safe, as long as people continued to believe. Years passed, but Lyra never forgot her promise. She became a guardian of stories, ensuring magic stayed alive in her world. One evening, an old friend came to her door, a child she once inspired with her tales. The child claimed to have seen a unicorn in the forest. Lyra smiled, realizing that magic was returning to the human world. The legend of Astra and the hidden paradise spread beyond her village. Soon, people from faraway lands came, enchanted by the tales. Tourists arrived, each hoping to experience magic for themselves. Lyra welcomed them warmly, sharing her stories by the fireside. She saw the spark of belief grow in every listener's eyes. The hidden paradise remained hidden, safe in the hearts of believers. Lyra knew her journey with Astra had saved more than just a magical land. She had revived a spirit of wonder, of possibility, in her world. One night, as she looked at the stars, she saw a familiar glow. Astra appeared in her dreams, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you for believing," Astra said gently. Lyra awoke with tears of joy, feeling Astra's presence around her. She had become part of the magic she once dreamed of finding. The villagers now called her the Keeper of Magic. Lyra spent her days sharing hope, courage, and wonder with everyone. And somewhere, deep in the forest, the hidden paradise continued to bloom. Lyra's legacy lived on as the last unicorn watched over her forever.